I am Andi the Knittress, and this is my channel on YouTube where I like to talk about yarn. I'm drinking out of my handbook for the recently deceased mug today. It is in that week between Christmas and New Year's where you never really know what day or time it is, at least if you're me, you don't. So I do have an FO. I don't know if I can show you with my setup here, but I will pop in a little video or a picture here. I finished my leggings for the Happy Little Yarn Leggings Mal. I made them out of my Advent, and I'm super excited to have them. They're so comfy, very warm. They fit me very well. I kind of used two patterns. I used the Ripple Buttshorts by Jessie Maed, I do believe. I will correct myself if I'm wrong. The Ripple Buttshorts, I kind of used that for the waistband because it has a drawstring waistband and I didn't really want an elastic waistband. And the cast on and gauge size more or less. And then I switched to the Malone leggings, and I think it's by, I don't know, I want to say Shelia Stromberg, but I'm probably wrong. I will put it in here, and I will also have everything linked down below. I switched to that for like the short rows and the shaping of the rear end part of it. I myself added a gusset in between the leg separation, just because all of the pants that I own that are leggings have a gusset in there and they fit nicely. So I think that that will help with maybe wear and tear and pulling on the center line where the two legs would meet. And then I pretty much, after I separated for the legs, kind of did what I wanted to. I took my gauge number, which the Malone leggings have all the math in there for you, but my gauge changed from the body to the legs because I was holding DK weight yarn for it was just DK weight yarn for the body part of it, and then the legs I was holding fingering weight held double. So my gauge changed a little bit, so I had to switch up my math for the thigh decreases and down into the leg. And then I kind of just figured out the length that I needed to go with my row gauge, which the Malone leggings gives you a whole chart to figure that out. But because I had changed so many things, I kind of just did my own math, figured it out, and figured out that because I was using my Pretty Twisted Yarns Advent, I had 24 minis that I wanted to use up, and so I wanted to do 12 colors on each leg. So I have one leg that is all of the even days and one leg that is all of the odd days. And so I figured out that that took me about 12 stripes per mini to achieve that. And it only took me about 14 days worth of knitting. Now, that's because I put markers on my garments every day that I sit down and work on that project. Some of those days were rather long days, especially when I was working on the body part of it and I was doing craft fairs. Some of those were 8-hour days where I was working on that, you know, in between helping people and whatnot. But they were long knitting days. So about 14 days, but once I got to the legs, I think there were only, I think there were 7 markers on the leg. So about half the time to knit the body and half the time to knit both of the legs. The legs kind of just flew by because it was just 12 rows. You know, I would do 12 rows of color 1, switch to the other leg, do 12 rows of color 2, switch back and forth. I just kept switching back and forth on the legs. And so I was knitting day 1, then day 2, etc. And they flew by. So I'm super excited to have these. They're very, very warm. I'm wearing them today with my Scrappy V. I'll pop it in here. Her name is escaping me. This is one of my favorite shirts. But anyway, the whole point of today's episode is this massive hill of items sitting behind me. I thought I got this really cool trunk at a thrift store, and I thought, oh, I can make that be my whips trunk. Well, I'll pop in a picture here. As you can see, my whips would not fit in this whole trunk. So I've become overwhelmed, and I want to get these under control. There are so many things in this trunk that I would like to finish. I would like to own. There are some things in here that are gonna get frogged. I had done an episode or two where I was doing frog it or finish it, but I wanted to finish most of the things that I was pulling out so that just puts it back into this perpetual cycle of whips. And then I cast on new things because I love casting on. But I am going to do hashtag clear our whips 2023. Not going to cast on anything in 2023 until I can get this under control. I'm going to do a year-long make-along for this. I made myself some notes so that I wouldn't forget. So what I think I'm gonna do is I just want everybody to share a picture of all of your whips with the hashtag clear our whips 2023. And I'm gonna pick winners randomly. I think I'm gonna pick a winner randomly throughout the pictures. If everybody shows me a picture of your whips, I'm gonna draw a prize for that, and I will share that on the next episode. But this is gonna be a year-long process for me, at least. All I would like you to do is just work on your whips. Anything that was cast on before 2023 counts. If you cast it on December 31st in 2022, it still counts. I'm not saying that you guys can't cast on anything new. I am just not going to cast on anything new. The things that you work on in 2023 will only count for this make along if they were cast on prior to that. I want to do probably, I have a lot. We're going to go through all of these, so this is going to be a long episode. So I want to get through half of my whips. I want to do a quarterly drawing for this. So, you know, every 3 months. That's right. 12 divided by 4. Yes, every 3 months. I can do math. Every 3 months, I'm going to draw a winner for people, you know, showing what they finished in that quarter. So, if you finish a whip in that quarter, just put it on the hashtag. I may start a Ravelry group for it. I don't know. I will link that down below if I do. I don't frequently check my Ravelry, but I would just like to have conversations with people about this. So if you can't use Ravelry, please just share it with me on Instagram. And I totally forgot to say that I am Andi the Knittress, and you can find me everywhere on the internet as Andi the Knittress on Ravelry and Instagram. You can also find me as TheKnottyKnittress on Instagram, Facebook, and Ravelry, as well as my website. So feel free to contact me in any of those locations to participate in this make-along. And if you are a maker or a pattern writer of any sort and you would like to donate a prize, please feel free to contact me, and I will put together some prizes for this, because this is going to be a long one. So let's jump right in and see. So let's just start on the top. This, I know what this is. This is a sweater that I started for my father-in-law, and it is a crazy hot mess. He has asked
me for years for a sweater, just a crazy sweater. Oh, I bet you I'll find all kinds of my notions that I'm missing, because I like to make notions bags for everything. Yeah. There's my bone fix-it tool that I've been looking for. Yes. Anyway.
So in this bag, I have the instructions for Montrealer, because I was using it for size. But I'm kind of making up my own thing. Let's show you. Can we see all of that mess in there? Yeah, so I am helical knitting a crazy sweater. So I have this many yarns attached, and I am helical knitting in the round to make a sweater. I think it's going to be raglan style, because I've got 4 markers here. So as you can see, I'm not very far into it. It's crazy for yarn management, but it's really actually not that difficult to do. So here I stopped with the purple and I got to where this green was, and then I picked up the green and I'll knit until here where this blue is, and I'll drop the green and I'll pick up the blue, and then I'll knit until here where this gray is, and I'll just keep going around helical style, and it's gonna make this really cool, just crazy striped sweater. And they'll be repeating. I started it out differently than I started it out by having a whole bunch of ends to weave in. So I would knit a row. Oh, this is the short rows here for the back, but I would knit a row, change color, and had all those tails, and I'm like, there's gotta be an easier way. And so then I switched to helical knitting, because there's no ends to weave in. There's no ends to weave in the helical knitting, because you just drop the other yarn. You can see right here, this is where there's a color change, and I just would drop the old yarns, pick up the new, and keep going. And you just, it's the really cool thing about helical knitting. You should look into it if you're super interested. Most people don't knit with this many colors while they're helical knitting. Let's see.
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
12 different colors in this sweater. And it is all Cascade 220 superwash. So it's worsted weight. It should go pretty quickly. I did all of this probably in one sitting last year. I started it around this time of year. My father-in-law's birthday is in January. I will not get this done for his birthday in time for January, because it's not one that I'm passionate about, but maybe by next Christmas I can get it done for him. This would be a good market knit, actually, because it's just knitting. There are some raglan increases, but once I split for the sleeves, it would just be knitting. And it's worsted weight, so it should go pretty quickly. So this one is gonna stay, and that one will get worked on sometime this year. So, well, if I'm gonna talk about each one of these for 5 minutes, this is gonna be a long episode. I might go a little bit quicker through some of these, especially the ones that are more recent. So that's staying. Let's just reach back here. So this, I do believe, is my fluff nugget, and it is by Becky Sorensen. And I am working this sweater in Plotalope, which are plaits. I know exactly why I stopped this sweater. This yarn works up pretty quickly for the most part, but I stopped this sweater because I had the idea that I would hold these two colors together because I had them, and my daughter made a comment and she said, "Oh, go Ducks." And I'm not a sports person. I have nothing against the Ducks. I'm not a sports person. So I think that I'm gonna frog this one. I think this is gonna get frogged. I have some other color Plotalope that I would love to make this in. I have one that's a black with a little bit of rainbow speckles. So maybe I can cast that on sometime towards the end of the year. I think this is going to get frogged. And take it off my whip list. I just don't like the colors together. I really don't. I'm not very far. It's not going to hurt my feelings to just rip this out. It's gonna hurt the yarn to rip it out because this is unspun Icelandic and it comes apart really easily. Yeah, so that one will get frogged. Let's put that one over there. All right, this is my Stephen West Mystery Knit Along. This is definitely going to get worked on probably sooner rather than later. I do have some changes that I want to make to it, and I am still on this second cabled section here. So this is going to get worked on for sure. I was actually working on it last night when I finished my leggings, so that is a keeper. Ooh, dropping stuff. So now in here, I actually have a few blankets. Now this bag, I love this bag. I got this bag at the grocery store. I think it's supposed to be like a gym yoga bag, but it's awesome. It's got a drawstring, it's got handles, it's got a pocket. In here looks like there's Scrappy worsted weight. So let's see if we can, and I think buried under here is, ta-da, yes, now, is there a crochet hook in here? That's the thing, because I have no idea what size crochet hook I was using. I'll have to figure it out. So this is the start of a Scrappy blanket, and oh, I like this stitch I was doing. I was going down into, so it's just like a granny stripe, but except for going around only this post here, I dropped down and I would go in the cluster below, so it wouldn't be as holy. So this is just a back burner project. This is gonna stay in here. I like to have a few blankets just to randomly. I usually work on them in the winter time, so This is a keeper. It's a scrappy blanket. This is long term. It is probably not going to get finished in 2023, but you never know. So, but that's a keeper. All right. Next, we have, oh, this is probably going to get frogged. So, I was really excited about, this is the Pure Mesh by James Watts, Pure Mesh Pullover by James Watts. I was really excited about this pattern. I cast it on right away. It went really quickly. However, whenever I put it down, I would totally get lost as to what side I was on. And I tried to put a marker to show the front and the back, but this marker just kept traveling to either side because of the mesh. I don't see me actually wearing this. I don't think it's actually my aesthetic. I was really excited to make it, but I don't think I'm gonna wear it. I really don't. I would love to make one eventually. And this is out of, I think this is Malabrigo. Nope, this is Dream, Jilly Lace Dream. And it's a single ply. It's, the color's called Great Pumpkin. I think this one is probably gonna get frogged, guys. I don't know. It might sit in limbo. I might not frog it right away. I was excited to make it. It was a really quick workup. Like, I'm pretty sure this was just 2 nights after work. And I got this much done. It's like huge needles and lace weight yarn. So yeah, it's a size 11. I think this is getting frogged. I don't foresee me actually wearing it. I really don't. I don't know. It'd be cute over top of a tank top dress, though. I'm gonna put it in the pile for frogging because I don't think that I'm actually ever gonna do it. Let's see what's in here. Oh, this is a photographer hat. I do believe that this is Knitty Fiber Co. There's no tag in here. I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't know what yarn this is. And I don't have a pattern in here. This is a keeper. I mean, the brim's already done, it looks like. I'm pretty sure this is the photographer hat. Aquila makes this hat all the time, and I think that I just really liked the look of it, so I was making one for Bobby, but I don't know the yarn, and I don't know. I'll have to look at my Ravelry, and if I have the information on there, I'll pop it in here. But I'm pretty sure that that's what this is. That can go in the keep pile. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 whips so far. 2 are going, 4 are staying. This is my Tri-Gradient shawl, which is a keeper. You guys have seen this recently. It's a Stephen West pattern that I'm kind of altering because I made mistakes on this edge here. You can see it's kind of wavy, but I'm going to keep going with that. That's a good, this is a good, like, project to work on when I have little long periods of time to sit around. So that's a keeper. This is the extra yarn. This is a llama and yak base that my husband dyed. This, I'm pretty sure, is my Clazinia shawl. Yes, Clazinia. I think by Kristen Bishop. This is definitely a keeper. It is in this yarn. I think this is a Hobbii yarn. And it was one of their gradient and this is mostly done, actually. It's just I'm just repeating it until I've gone through all of this yarn, and I mean, I'd say it's probably halfway done. I don't know. Yay, I left the crochet hook in here. It's a size E for future reference, Andi, in case this goes missing. Yes, it is a Hobbii Twister Halloween. And that is definitely a keeper because I want that shawl. It reminds me a lot of my Lost in Time shawl, which I love. So that's a keeper. Oh, this is a frogger. This is getting frogged. This was just a test that I was doing to try out a stitch pattern out of a book that I have. I want to say it was, nope, it's gone out of my head. I'll pop it in here because I know Alice Starmore, I think, had a pattern book, and I was just trying out one of these patterns, and I was going to maybe turn it into a sweater, but this is going to get frogged. And I have, I don't know if you can see it. Yes, right behind me over my shoulder here, this whole cubby is this yarn here. And there's a little bit of cashmere in there. It's kind of rustic. I was going to do a whole scrappy colored color work sweater, but that was just in the testing phases, and I don't like the gauge of that. It's a little on the loose side. So that is getting frogged. This is getting frogged too. I know exactly what this is. The oldest whip that I have. I think I cast this on either in 2018 or 2019, and I was really excited to make it for my husband, and it is called the Harley pullover, and it was a Knit Picks pattern. That one there. I was going to make that for my husband and put a pouch on that. And I am using this classic Elite. I think it's Juna, or it could be, I don't have the labels in here, but I have the yarn put away elsewhere because I knew that I was going to frog this whenever I came across it. So this is the neckband, and this is all I've ever finished on it. And it brought me no joy to make this. I want to turn this yarn into another sweater for my husband, but I need him to over dye some of this into a darker green. I can't remember the name of it, but I will pop a picture in here of the sweater that I want to make for him. It's escaping me, but I already have plans to do that. So that one is going in the frog pile. This is a newer whip. Yes. What is the name of it? Oh, Aquila just did this, and she gifted me this pattern, and it's escaping me. I will pop it up here because I don't have the pattern printed out. It is on my tablet. I'm using it on Knit Companion. But this is all I have done of it. I'm using the leftovers from my Beetlejuice sweater for this. The name is just escaping me. It'll be up here. This is a keeper. I do want this. Alice of Soxy Nana, she just knit one too. Dang it. Anyway, I really recalibrate. Yes, recalibrate. I really want that sweater because I like the way it looks and the construction is fun. It reminds me of like the Penguono construction. I know it's not the same, but where you knit parts certain ways and then you pick them up and join it in a different way. So that is a keeper. So the next thing that we have, I'm going to trying to make this quick. This is so long. I'm going to probably have to edit some of this. I'm already at 30 minutes. Oh, this is going to get frogged. This was the outline tank. Oh, let's by Jessie Maed, and I had cast it on originally in Shibui linen, and I don't like the way it feels, and so I wanted to redo it in Haiku Pop Cycle. And you know, I cast on summer things a lot and then I never make them. I don't think I've ever finished a summer knit. This is not going to get, this is going to get frogged. This is going to get frogged and put away for another day. Wow, maybe I won't have so many whips ahead of me, she said jokingly. All right. See, we're getting to see, you can see the trunk a little bit. All right. These are going to get frogged. This is these are my Freckled Whimsy Advent socks. I decided that I don't want to hand knit them. And that's why you didn't see any of it on my Vlogmas if you watched that after a certain time, because they're going to get frogged and I'm going to make them on my circular sock machine so that I can enjoy them and wear them. All right. I think I know what this is. Yes. So this is sprinkles. All right. This is the Cat Nouveau Mitts by Jack of Lattes and Llamas. So you guys have seen this before. I made another pair and I gifted them to my friend. I already have one almost done. I just need to do the thumb. I just have to do the thumb. So this is done. When I knit these, I did jacquard ladder backing on the inside, on the cat side. See, there's the jacquard ladder backing. This side, you didn't need to do that because they were close enough. And I started the other one. I thought I did. I did. Okay. And I have gotten to almost starting. I'm in the middle of the cuff. So that is something I will keep. I'm almost done with those. I would really like to have these done before October, so I hope that I get those done. Mittens are pretty quick knits. I think that the first one on this took a little longer because I was trying to figure out the jacquard ladder backing when it came to this. It was kind of when I had discovered it. And so, yes, I really want those. I really want those. All right. I feel rushy and also super talkative. Now see, this one I'm undecided because I really want the product, but I don't want to actually knit it. This is the REI cardigan by Anna Strict, and it is, we had got this yarn in at Naughty Lady Yarns when I worked there, and this was one of the recommended patterns for this yarn, and I fell in love with this color, and I thought this would be super cute as a cropped cardigan with long sleeves. And it's just lightweight. I thought it would be really good to wear to work over some of my dresses that have short sleeves, but when it's kind of chillier outside. And it is in Pasquale, Monada, and this yarn is just so soft, so squishy. Most of the pattern you hold this single, but the current section I am on, you hold it double because it's got weird construction. You start in the middle of the back of the sweater, so it's weird construction. Oh, hey, there's a spare needle in here. Sorry, everything's falling. So this is what I've got done. It's like nothing. I do want this sweater though. Yeah, so you kind of start in the middle of the back of the sweater, like right there, I do believe. I think. Or maybe it's the shoulder line. But there's only a couple sections on this sweater where the yarn is held double. And this is one of those sections. Or maybe it's not double and it's just a weird double knit. I think it's double knit. But yeah, I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. I really want this sweater. I don't know if I want to knit it. Maybe I'll put it on the very bottom of the list. I'm not going to make a list. I'm going to grab them and knit them as I feel like it. But maybe it'll be low priority to get done. Maybe I'll get some work done on it this year. I was really excited when I got it, but then, you know, life happens, so I better put the pattern back. Alright, next up we have, this is my second Vertices Unite, which is definitely a keeper. This is going to be all Halloween colored. Well, no, that's not true. Right now it's Halloween colored because this one's Emerald City, and this one was Tiger Lily, and these are by Here in Colors Dyeworks. And then the other colors I have in here are also all Here in Colors Dyeworks. My other Vertices Unite is all Here in Colors Dyeworks. And look what smart Andi did. She labeled it. This is going to be section 3. This is, that's why they call it the blues. This is going to be section 6. So yay me. I guess I laid this down and planned it out. And I've got all of these awesome fun colors in here. So that is definitely, hey, there's my macaroon stitch marker holder. So this is definitely a keeper. This is my second Vertices Unite. I like this pattern so much that I did cast on a second one. I can't believe that. You guys know me if you've been around any length of time, and you know that I do not usually make things more than once, but I am liking the way that is looking, and that's exciting. This is my Illusion Bat Shawl, and the pattern is not in here because the pattern is on a clipboard in my cubbies over there. I know exactly where it is because it's on a clipboard and it marks exactly where I am. It's a written pattern, and because of the way it is, it's mostly garter, but then there's a few sections where, a few parts of the row where instead of a garter you would, you know, knit or purl depending on the side. And so when you look at it this way, it just looks like a striped sweater, but you guys can kind of sort of see, if I put it at an angle, you see the start of a bat wing there. I love this shawl. I want it so much. This is 2 cotton gradient cakes. So this one goes from purple to black, and this one goes from yellow to orange. So that is definitely on my list of, hey, here's a digital row counter. I wonder Nope, it's reset. It says row 1. So a fat lot of good that did me being in there. But I have the pattern on a clipboard and I have it marked as to which row I was because it's pretty specific. Oh, there's that stitch mark progress keeper. This is my Chevy row progress keeper. I was wondering where this was. So awesome. So it looks like I've only worked on this twice because oh, there's a marker there. Yes, this is definitely a keeper. I am talking. Let's see. Next up in my baby Grogu bag. Oh, this has got to get finished. This is almost done. So in here I have a bunch of yarn from Blazin' Fibers, and this my husband's favorite yarn. And I have, what I did was I cranked some flat panels and I put them together in a sweater vest style. And I am currently knitting the ribbing on one sleeve, and then I have to do the same for the other, do the ribbing on the bottom and the neck. So this, I really should get this done for Bobby. This will be if I sit down and focus on it, this will just be a few days worth of knitting. So that's a keeper. That's just something, there's no pattern for that. That's just something I was like, oh, had my circular sewing machine. I'm like, let's, you know, do some flat fabric and mattress stitch together and see if I can make a sweater. And I totally can. I just haven't finished it. All right. So next up we have, what's in here? I don't even know. Oh, it's my Zaftig. But this is by Shelia Toy Stromberg. This is my Zaftig tee. This has got a weird construction. Learned a few things from this. This yarn is Zitron Fein Height. It's so soft. It's ultra fine merino. It's like so soft. I like this yarn and I like this color. I cast this on my birthday. This is my birthday cast on. I haven't really gone very far. So this is recast on here at the top of the middle of the shoulder, and I've shown it to you guys twice apparently. Yeah, this is a keeper for sure. Oh, this. So I don't know if I actually want to finish this. I oughta, because I should, and this yarn needs to live together. So this was yarn that I dyed. I did like sun dyeing with this. There was some alpaca, and it was white alpaca. Oh, look at the color change in that. So this was white alpaca, and it was dyed with coffee in a jar and turmeric also in a jar in the sun. And it was just an experiment. I kind of did it for work. This was just some bare alpaca that I had gotten at a yard sale, believe it or not. The lady had owned an alpaca farm and it was closed down. So she had lots of alpaca stuff. So this is an Isabella Kramer pattern, and it's called Paris Toujours. So, I dyed this yarn with turmeric tea and coffee. And then I got this pattern. It's called Paris du Jour. And I was like, oh, it's like tea time in Paris because it looks like tea and lemonade. I don't know. Anyway, it's a very cute pattern. I guess I could show you guys kind of what it looks like, how far I've come. You know, I should finish this. I should keep this as a finish. This is back when I kept my yarn in Scarlett's old baby socks because you do what you do. All right, so this is how far I've come. Not very far at all. Not very far at all. Is that the front or the back? I have, oh, I think that was the back. So, I mean, we know how I am with shawls. We know how I am with shawls, but I mean, I should just finish it. I've got plenty of yarn here. It will be so soft when it's finished. Well, we'll keep it. I doubt it'll get done this year, but it'll go in the keep pile. We'll see. I don't know. I really, really don't want to cast on anything new. And I love to cast things on. I love to cast things on. I love to make things. Now, I am not holding myself accountable for anything I make on my circular sock machine because that's for work. So, hand knits and crochets, I'm not casting anything on. Oh, this can probably get frogged. So, before I used to work at Naughty Lady Yarns, they had a thing where they had got a bunch of these Barocco samples in, and they were gifting them out to their customers. And so it's just a fun little bag of a bunch of Barocco samples. And I thought, oh, what if I took all those samples and I turned them into a shawl? They're all different weights. Like, it is weird. But I thought, oh, let me do that. Because what else are you going to do to try out yarn? So I was doing that. So I think this is Barocco Sesame, if I remember correctly, and this is Pirouette, I think. Yeah, I think this one's Pirouette. Anyway, I thought, let me just, you know, do a little triangle shawl and put them all together. And I don't know what I was thinking. I could bind that off and make it be a little doll shawl for Scarlett or something. That's, I am not going to finish that. Because, I mean, like, look, there's some fat yarn. They got cocoa, and then there's sesame, which is like DK weight. And then there's Providence, which is like a single ply. Yeah, that's going to go in the frog pile. That's getting frogged. Well, it's mostly big bags down in here. Let's see. Oh, so this was a kit that I got. A red heart amigurumi to make little cacti. And it comes in this cute little cake. And I have made most of the body of one of the cacti. So this will be a keeper. I like to do my amigurumi in between things when I get bored. So I will keep that in there. I had to print out the pattern online. I'm pretty sure it's a free pattern. Yeah, Yarn Inspirations Red Heart pattern. It's called Prickles and Pear Knit Cactus Kit. Yeah, that's a keeper. I'll keep that. This is Scarlett's Pinguono. She keeps asking me about it. I am going to knit it for her. This is definitely a keeper. A majority of this Pinguono will be with this cone of Jaegerspun in their main line. So I used about 350 grams of mine that I made for myself when I was holding it with the bear yarn, so that should be plenty. I haven't knit much on it. I'm still working on the back panel of hers, and it is held double with an assortment of yarns that I have on hand. Right now it is the main line is being held with, this is escaping me. Anyway, this is living in this awesome bag that I got from Blackbird Sycamore, and it's covered in dog hair. But living in here, there are lots of, this is like a homespun house. This is just like a jowl. Scarlett went through and picked out lots of my little leftover bits, so hers will be a very scrappy penguino like mine is. So that is a keeper, and will get worked on probably in the beginning of the year. So next we have in my unfinished business bag, how accurate. Oh, this will get frogged. So this is a skein of Sheepy's Whirl. And I was making a yoga bag to hold my yoga mat, which lives in the closet. So this is gonna get frogged. Yep. This is another one of those bags I got from the grocery store, which was a super awesome find. It's got a really cool print on the inside. This is a blanket. This is a knit blanket. I am knitting it on size 15s. It's not very big, but it is fine. I have a lot of this Barocco Peruvian quick in here. In these two colors, it looks like. I don't see a third color, so it's just like this, these two colors. So I don't know if I had a plan, but looks like I was doing some striping. That's a keeper, because, you know, why not keep a blanket? I want this. I want this so bad. This is definitely a keeper. This is my bat sweater. It is by Natalie Knits. And it is a bottom up, which is why I never really cruised on it, because we all know that I like to do my top down. I am knitting this in Elemental Effects, the Cormo Sport in this lovely citron color, and I want to say Amethyst, I think, is the name of this other color. Let me get one out. Yes, Amethyst. So, I mean, that's me, right? It's totally me. I love it. So let's show you my progress. I bet you I am not even hardly past the ribbing. Yep. So just barely past the ribbing. This actually, I could cruise on this quite a bit because it's just stocking it for a long while, because all the color work is done at the yoke. So that is definitely a keeper. What's in here? Oh, there they are. So these, I got these from Knitty Witch, Vanessa. They're numbered progress keepers. I was wondering where they got off to. They're in here. This is another blanket. So this was in the beginning of my crochet journey. I'm using different Lion Brand mandalas and different colorful sections, and I broke them all down. I cut all of the colors into their own little sections, and I am working on a blanket. I don't know what size blanket this was going to be, and I don't see a crochet hook in here, so let's hope I put notes on my Ravelry. But oh, I got a couple of loose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hexagons. Maybe they're supposed to be hexagons. This was in the beginning of my crochet career, so they're kind of wonky. But yeah, see, like that one's got way too many, I think, around. Anyway, I was making a little lap throw. I think it's gonna be this wide. And I just have a few more to fill in here, it looks like. And then it could be a nice little over the back of my chair to keep my back warm. So this will get done. This will get done this year, I think, finally. I just have to make some more of these. So yeah, that could finally be off of my list of whips. This is my Avena. Uh-oh, it's stuck to the plastic. By Jennifer Steingass. And this is being knit up in some lovely local yarn. From Bethel Creek Farm and Livestock. And it's this lovely, this one is called Minnie. She was a Minnie Lamb, and that was her name. Her name is Minnie. So when I worked at Naughty Lady Yarns, we got this yarn in, and we got the pictures of the sheep that they came from, which I just thought was cool. Like, you could see a picture of the sheep that this yarn came from. And so I'm knitting it up. You can see that pretty green and the brown. I didn't get very far on this, but I want to make it, so I'm going to keep that. So that's it. That's my whips. So 20 whips to finish in 2023. That's not bad. I wonder if I can do it. I mean, if I think about the number of things that I made last year, okay, so last year and the year before, I didn't make as many hand knits because I got a circular sock machine. So that went by the wayside, but the year before that, I made 13 sweaters. So, and that's sweaters, and not all of these are sweaters. Some of them are small. There's a hat and some mittens, couple of shawls, some things that are mostly done. So I think it's completely possible for me to finish these things in 2023. Share what you have to make. Show me what you've got. Let me know if you think that it's doable. I love to cast on, so I don't know if I will hold true. I'm really going to try, though. And I hope that you all try to hold me accountable. Have a very happy new year, and take life one stitch at a time.